Hi guys, it's Quinn here. If you enjoy my videos, consider hitting the like button. It's the only way the YouTube algorithm really notices me. Holy moly, House of the Dragon is good. Who would have thought? I certainly didn't, but I was wrong. I am totally willing to admit that I was wrong because I am having fun in Westeros again. And I couldn't be more grateful to the creators of House of the Dragon for doing this. So for those of you that don't know, I am a huge A Song of Ice and Fire fan. I started this YouTube channel 8 years ago this year, and my first ever video was an A Song of Ice and Fire video. In fact, I was an exclusive A Song of Ice and Fire channel for several years, and eventually I started covering the show. This is my new cover of World of Ice and Fire that I got a few years ago. You see this? Pristine condition. That's the one I got a couple years ago. This is my original copy. And it's full of like highlights, torn pages, because I took so many notes. This was my go-to book for like studying videos for this YouTube channel, and it was so exciting having a community around Westeros, which is my favorite fantasy kingdom still. Not saying that I would want to live there, I just really enjoy reading about it and also watching it sometimes. I am happy to say that Westeros in the House of the Dragon looks more like Westeros than it ever looked in Game of Thrones. Everything is grander, everything is bigger, there's more colors. I think the color palette update is one of the best changes from Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones, everything was blue and brown, and the George R. R. Martin books always described so much color in the clothing, in the castles, and especially in the banners of all the great houses. So it was disappointing to see all the muted colors in Game of Thrones. But here, everything is vibrant, and it really, really looks like how you would imagine Westeros from reading the books. This show I also think has really good casting. I'm really digging everybody. The guy playing Viserys is really good. Rhaenyra is excellent. I really enjoy Corlys Velaryon as well. And of course, Matt Smith as Daemon Targaryen is probably the highlight of the show for me. I'm really enjoying his performance so far. So it's been a couple of years since I have read this book. So I actually don't remember most of the details because I read it very fast. We hadn't had any A Song of Ice and Fire content for years. So I don't actually remember how this entire show plays out. And I'm not gonna read it again. I'm just gonna let myself slowly remember maybe and just see how the show handles things so I can continue to be excited about it. It's exciting to experience a show like this because I felt like for a lot of Game of Thrones, I was always waiting for events from the books to take place, and I always ended up being subsequently disappointed when they would change things or things would just plain out be cut. Here, because I don't really remember exactly how things played out, it doesn't matter as much. I also really appreciate the look of the dragons in the show. Excellently done CGI as to be expected, but also the fact that the dragons all have different designs. In Game of Thrones, each of Dany's dragons were basically the same except slightly different colors. So it's really, really cool to see each of the dragons look different in this show and also be kind of matched to the personality of the writer. I think that's really, really awesome. So like I said, this show really impressed me. I have to say that after the last several seasons of Game of Thrones, I did have a kind of cynicism that we wouldn't get another good A Song of Ice and Fire related show, right? So when this show was announced, I kind of just wrote it off. And I realize now that that was kind of unfair because who I was really upset with were David and Dan, the creators of Game of Thrones, and the new people that are involved with this show actually do care about the source material and actually do seem to care about telling a pretty good story. And most importantly, unlike David and Dan, they seem to actually like fantasy. David and Dan basically shied away from every fantasy element of the story that they possibly could. This show seems to be embracing it. One big addition to the show that almost made me fall onto the floor was when Viserys told Rhaenyra Targaryen that Aegon knew about the White Walkers and that there must be a Targaryen on the throne if they hope to fight the White Walkers, because this explains so much of the deep lore in A Song of Ice and Fire. It kind of explains more the actions of Aegon Targaryen. It explains the actions of Aeg Targaryen and the events of Summerhall. It explains the actions of Rhaegar Targaryen. If they knew, if the kings knew that the White Walkers were coming, That's why Egg got obsessed with finding dragons and ended up burning Summerhall. That's why Rhaegar was so determined to birth the prince that was promised. So I think that was a really good addition, and it really shows me that they are thinking about the book lore, they are thinking about the book canon, and they are listening to George R.R. Martin. Now, I still want Winds of Winter, George, so don't forget about us. I still really want Winds of Winter, and I know a lot of people are naysayers, and I kind of get naysayery sometimes, but I really want this book to come out, and I really hope George R. Martin puts it out, because I want to know his version of the ending so bad. I need the real story. So I do have a few minor, teeny tiny gripes about the show. Number one is the wigs on some of the ethnic characters are not very good at all. Corlys Valerian's dreads wig has no weight to it. It doesn't look very good. And Laena Valerian had one of the most awful wigs I have ever seen on a show in my life. Terrible wig. But like I said, super minor problem, and that's one that they could easily fix. Number two contention, and it's also super small, is that all of the Targaryen outfits kind of just look like Daenerys in season 7 and 8. It's like that same exact outfit, basically. It came to me while editing this that they could be trying to distinguish between just like kind of casual Targaryen clothing and battle clothing and what they wear when they're at court. Because we do see some of the ornate clothing just a little bit when they're at the tourney, and also when Rhaenyra is being announced as heir. So I just wanted to note that, but I also would like more of this in this show. And in the books, like the Targaryens have house colors like red and black, and they're all like decked out with rubies and stuff, and it's very ornate and very decadent, and I don't see that here, and I would like to see more of that. So maybe like in the future of the show they'll like introduce some more of those elements, because for right now everybody's outfit just looks like Daenerys' outfit, which I didn't think watching the show that was like a traditional Targaryen outfit. I thought like she just made that out of what she had, but apparently they were all wearing this. But again, super minor complaint. And probably my biggest complaint, really, but not really a complaint, just like a teeny tiny plot hole. In episode 2, it really didn't make sense to me that Lord Hightower would send like 20 men to go and try and face Daemon on Dragonstone when he knows that Daemon has a fully grown dragon. Like, what are you and 20 men gonna do against the dragon? How are you planning on taking the egg from Daemon if Rhaenyra hadn't shown up? Like, answer me that. Like, how exactly were you planning on taking the dragon? Because I don't know. I was so sure that somebody was gonna get their face burnt off. And so yeah, that didn't make a whole lot of sense, but the scene itself with the two dragons facing off was pretty awesome. So yeah, I have to say, I really enjoyed House of the Dragon. I thought the first 2 episodes were very well done, very respectful to the source material. I really did enjoy them. I really do hope that they can maintain the same level of quality, and I'm gonna try and stay excited about this show, so I won't like review every single episode individually. I might review every 3 episodes or every 2, and then maybe like a bigger video at the end reviewing the whole show or something like that. But I don't want to get burnt out on reviewing House of the Dragon like I kind of did reviewing some of the Game of Thrones stuff, and I like never wanted to look at it again. But like I said, the House of the Dragon has reignited my love for Song of Ice and Fire and for the Game of Thrones universe, and I'm just really excited to see what's coming forward. And if everything that HBO releases that's Westeros related, that's a Song of Ice and Fire related, is this level of quality, then I'll be really happy, because I really don't think we can ask for better than people that care about the source material making high quality television that reflects the themes and ideas of the original work. Alright, so thank you guys so much for watching, and just so you are aware, the audiobook version of my own graphic novel Tadia is now available on my website, as well as the ebook version and the hardcovers and the paperbacks. It's all on my website. You can get it right now. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out. It's so much fun returning to Westeros. Yes! Yes! So excited. Mother Silas holds a blade in hand. We are stronger than those who hunt us, for Gaia is with us, and it is from Gaia this night that we call forth new life. Silas holds the freshly severed head of a venomous snake. The mind of the serpent. She throws it in. 13 female figures encircle the cauldron. Another woman holds a dark violet flower in hand. The beauty of the death lily. She throws it in. Another woman holds a gemstone. The strength of the diamond. She throws it in. Mother Silas approaches the cauldron. Silas waving her hand over the cauldron. The soul of fire. Each of the women pass around a ceremonial blade, an athame, cutting their hands on it once, allowing some blood to leak into the cauldron. The women chant continuously. Matir Skotiti Vidhara. Matir Skotiti Vidhara. Matir Skotiti Vidhara. Mother, darkness, seed.